Hello, it's Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter here. As you can see, I've got my tins out and my musical tin here is playing. Now, I've been making things for Christmas. In this video, I want to show you how to make a simple quilted gift bag. Now, this is soft. It's big enough to fit a book in and an additional gift, but you could also use it as a hot water bottle cover. So let me show you how to make it. I'm making it on my 99K hand cranked Singer sewing machine. So this time we're going from the kitchen into the living room. Come with me and I'll show you how I made it. So the outer fabric for my bag is this VIP print from Joanne Messmore by Cranston Printworks. It's a beautiful, lush, gold flecked poinsettia fabric. I've cut it at 10.5 inches wide. I folded it in half. That means that each piece will be 21 inches in length. The pocket, turn down and create a seam at the top and then create side seams. You have a fold at the bottom of the pocket. Then fold over and pin the seams so that there's no raw edge sewing. I'm going to sew now down this inside edge. You're going through quite a lot of thicknesses of fabric here. Be careful that you don't break your needle, and if you're doing this on a modern machine, you might want to consider using a walking foot, and also do a back stitch at the beginning and end of your row. My machine doesn't like to do that, which is why I tie knots in my threads. So there are no raw edges showing, and this is wide enough to fit a mobile phone in. Right sides together on the short side, fold the fabric over twice and sew the seam in place. Do this on both pieces of fabric. Now mark 2.5 inches down from the top edge. Right sides together, pin the wadding on one side and then turn over, and I'm just going to sew the wadding in place from the pinned mark down 2.5 inches down, just to catch it in the edge. Now trim off any excess wadding before turning inside out. Pin it so that the sides lie flat. I'm going to sew a channel across here which will catch the wadding in place, and then I'm going to sew from the top corner to this corner, which is where the fold will sit, the fold in the fabric. You might need to measure that. Just using a ruler as a guide rather than trying to mark this fabric. This fabric is so dark I'd have difficulty marking it, so I'm just sewing to one side of this ruler. You've got your first diagonal line in, all lines will lie parallel. I'm going to do this section first. It doesn't matter what you use as a spacer. I'm just using a post-it note folded in 3, so it'll give me about 1 inch apart, and I'm just going to then sew this side of the post-it note, and then I can move it. It's hard to mark dark fabric, so it's easy for me to use something that's lightweight and movable. On both ends, sew a line of stitching to create a channel wide enough to take your ties. Mine is ribbon. On the inside, pin your pocket so it centrally sits on one side, and I'm going to slip stitch all the way around by hand. Now I've neatened up the joined edges from here to the top, and I've just done a running stitch around the edge so that the edges won't fray. I'll fold the bag in half, and I'm going to sew the body of the bag down here on both sides. And it's now ready to turn right sides out. Cut 2 pieces of ribbon 30 inches long, and I'm going to thread them through either end with a pin in opposite directions. Inside there's quite a lot of space, and we've created a double pocket so you could put 2 different things and have them separated in there. It's quilted, the edges are neat, and on the front you've got a nicely quilted, beautifully lush fabric. Just pull on the drawstring bag and then fill. Now you can fill it with anything you like. You can use this technique to make a bigger bag or a smaller bag if you like. This is Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter. Come back and see me soon, won't you? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and then come back soon for more crafting and sewing. I'll be uploading more before Christmas. Bye.